Hello everybody and welcome back to CNF Fun Rips. This is Frank.
And Caleb.
And today we are at part 3 of our learning how to play the Pokémon TCG game, trading card game, right? A little acronym. And again, if this is your first time or maybe your second time or your third time, welcome. This is, an ongoing tutorial, if you will. We're just trying to help people learn to play the Pokemon, especially those who started collecting in school or maybe trading at school, I should say, with your friends. And maybe you want to learn how to play the game. You just don't want to collect cards, which is a cool thing. We do that too. But we love to enjoy playing this game. So last turn was Caleb. I went first. Mine was the first turn. Let me see if I can put my... Caleb went second, so now it's turn 3, which is me. So if you remember, the first turn that I took, I can only play a basic Pokemon. I attached an energy, but I could not play a supporter, a trainer supporter card. And I didn't have any item cards. If I did, it wasn't very good. I couldn't use it. And I couldn't attack. Caleb went, attached a card, but
he
didn't attack. Because the only person, at least in level 1 decks, is you can only attack the Pokemon that's in an active spot can only attack majority of the time, and that's going to be the case for these level player 1 boxes. As you get more complicated decks, then that's not the case. But in this case, the only person that's probably going to attack is the Pokemon in the active spot. So now it's my turn, and again, here's some little cheat sheet. What is the first thing it says I need to do?
Draw a card.
For turn. Draw a card, yeah.
And
so I got a basic. It's called Bronzor. And normally we wouldn't be showing Caleb my cards because then he would know what I'm going to do and then he can strategize, right? That's like when you're playing Go Fish. If you knew what the person had in their hand, you would say, oh, give me the 8. Because you know they have. So you don't show the cards, but we're doing it today.
If we want to do a real game, we won't.
So I drew a card. And I drew this one. It's a basic, and it's a different basic. I have a Melton, Orthworm, a Varoom, and now I have a Bronzor. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw my Bronzor on there. And so again, just as a reminder, as Caleb shows, you can only have 5 Pokemon on your bench. And I have 4. So I have room for 1 more, but that's it for now.
And do you know what that ability does?
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about the ability
yet,
because it's not really coming into play. This ability only works, and ability is like, imagine like a supercharge, right?
Yeah.
It really gives that card a little bit of extra power and an ability, right? It's like instead of being able, if you're running a track race, or it's like the video games Mario Kart, when you get that boost and you go really, really fast, it's kind of a temporary ability. And same thing with these cards, a temporary ability, and we won't go into great detail right now until I move him to the active spot. So I won't bore you with that. So let's see. I drew a card.
You can put a basic
on your bench, which I did.
Attach 1 energy.
I can attach an energy to this card, and I you know what? I don't think I'm going to attach an energy to him, but I can attach one to my bench. Remember, I can attach 1 energy per my turn to any card that's on my, whether it's in the active or the bench again. So what I'm going to do, just to mix it up a little bit, I am going to put it on Varoom. Varoom, right? What's the next? It says evolve Pokemon. I can't evolve. I won't get there. Maybe my son can evolve.
And you can retreat, but only once per turn.
So evolve. I'm passing on that. Play a trainer card. I don't have any good trainer cards. Use abilities. I can't use ability because this ability only works in the active spot, and I'm not going to bore you with that. We're going down the line here, folks.
And
attack with my Pokemon. So now I can attack. And as you notice, this attack requires 1 basic. And just to let you know, let me show something, rough son. See, I need 4 energy cards to take advantage of this attack. But in this one,
you
only need 1 energy card, which I attached on my very first turn. And so this, now I'm going to attack Caleb. Now this is the Melt attack. 420 damage. So, right, you can see there's a bunch of 10s,
damage,
50, so now it's obviously...
It does 20 damage.
Do your math, folks. 2 10s.
10 is 20.
Now, the important thing to notice is the HP, which stands for what?
health points.
Health points.
See, Eevee has only 70, and since my dad did 20 damage to Eevee, now basically he only has 50 health points remaining.
Yeah.
Until he's knocked out.
But how many? Go ahead. Can you put that on there real fast? The damage counter. Yeah. So now, if you think about it, how many turns will it take me to knock him out?
It will only
It'll take me like 3.
Four.
That's a lot of turns. So
you might.
So that's why when you evolve, you'll see this will actually increase. So that's what's good about evolving. You can kind of liken evolving to the butterfly. You know, when it has the what do you call it when they go from caterpillar
to cocoon.
Cocoon. But what is it?
That's a Pokemon, actually.
What is it? I know. What is it called? It's the it's that process. And I had it in my head when I was going to say it before, and I completely forgot. And I'm sure you're probably screaming at it means this when they don't use the term evolve, right? They transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And that's the same thing with evolving, as you'll see in a moment. So go ahead.
So I'll draw for turn.
So my turn ends. By the way, once you attack, your turn ends. You're done. If you forget something too late, once you attack, your turn is over. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll attach for turn to you. And I will evolve my Eevee into an Umbreon. And as you can see, this Umbreon is a darkness type. So basically, Eevee's evolving from a colorless to a
Show them
darkness.
how that they know that, my boy.
And if they know that, because look, in the top, it shows who they evolved from. It shows an Eevee at the top right there.
Yeah, and it also says it as well right next to the image, evolves from Eevee.
So
and you can see that Eevee was colorless, and now she metamorphosed. There's the word. I knew it'd come up. They use the word evolve if you feel more comfortable saying metamorphosis, because it's changing from one form to another, kind of like caterpillar to a butterfly. So this is changing from, you can see the differences, right? They look similar, but a little bit different, right? So it evolved to Umbreon.
And then Umbreon can attack.
So now it covers that. So really that basic is kind of no longer an issue anymore. So you can completely cover it if you like.
And then I will also evolve Houndour into Houndoom EX.
Okay, so just by a quick reiteration of that, what my son did, he's evolving. He can evolve as many times as he wants for one Pokemon, right? During his turn.
So if this guy had like a stage 2 and I just evolved him to stage 1, then you can't do it again.
So the point is, you can evolve. So if he had a stage 1 for this guy, he can evolve him. If he had a stage 1 for this guy, he can evolve him right now. So obviously he doesn't have all those stage 1s in his hand, and these may not even have a stage 1. I'm just letting you know that if the basic is already on your bench, you can evolve him. What you can't evolve him is if Caleb decided he had this in his hand and he decides to play it during his turn down, and let's say he had the stage 1, he cannot evolve in the same turn. It has to be the next turn. So let me repeat that. If you have a basic in your hand and you place it on your bench for the first time, you cannot evolve him in the same turn. It has to be in the next turn. But because these 2 cards were already on the bench, the turn went around, he can evolve them. Okay, you can rewind that if it doesn't make any sense. I think if you rewind it, hopefully I explained that clear enough.
Then I will play my supporter for the turn, Nimona, which allows me to draw 3 cards.
And how many trainer supporter cards can you play per turn, son?
Only 1.
Again, if you see the supporter in the word next to trainer, you can only play 1 per turn. Okay.
And then I will use Great Ball, which
and what kind of trainer card is that, son? Let's help.
It's
we got to remember.
Item card.
Yeah, we're so used to playing. Sometimes we don't even bother mentioning it. We won't mention it to you because we're assuming this is probably, maybe you played the game once or twice, or maybe like me and my son, we started watching YouTube videos before we even started playing, trying to understand it. So we're trying to go really slow. We've been in your place, so please don't give up. Be patient. Once you learn it, even if we're not doing a good job teaching you, watch other YouTube videos. You're really going to enjoy it. But anyway, go ahead, son.
So I use Great Ball, which allows you to look at the top 7 cards of your deck and choose 1 Pokemon from there you find and put it into your hand. So it doesn't matter if it's like a basic or a stage 1. You can put it
as long as it's a Pokemon card.
So there's only Morpapil, so I'll put him in my hand.
Okay. What else are you?
And wait, am I going back in? No.
Okay, so now let's not even shuffle. Let's just do this.
Okay.
For the sake of argument, we're just, I mean, 'cause, you know, normally he would shuffle his deck really good, and I would either tap or I would cut. But for now, because we're just teaching, it's not important.
I'll place Houndour down.
All right, so that's a basic card. Remember, and you have to start with basics. You can't just throw a stage 1 down on your bench.
Like you can't
you can't just throw a stage 1. It has to evolve.
Yeah, from him.
Yeah, so keep that in mind as well, okay, folks?
Yeah, and then I'll do Umbreon's attack, which is Fiend's attack.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna remove this. So how many energy cards does it take for this attack to go?
Only one.
And he has one energy card, so he can now take advantage. What's the attack called?
Fiend attack.
What's it called?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Feint attack. Go ahead and read the whole.
This attack does 50. Wait, this attack does 50 damage.
Just read the card. You don't.
To one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance by any effects of that Pokemon.
Oh, and that was another thing that we didn't get the chance to talk to. So before you do that, if you look really close, and I'm going to use Melton as an example.
Because he has both.
This is a good point. I forgot about. Well, I forget. There's so much to learn, and again, don't get overwhelmed. So.
Melton.
Is this right where? No, there we go. So if you look right here, it says weakness.
They can't see it.
Here, you hold it. You hold it, and I'll point that there. There's teamwork here. Okay. So down at the bottom, this one says weakness fire times 2. Okay.
So basically, if like a fire Pokemon did 30 damage to Mountain, then that'd be like times 2. So 30 times 2 is 60.
Exactly.
So like 60 damage.
But since he doesn't have any fire, I'm not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
But resistance is 30 plus. So if Caleb had...
Well, he does have... I have a grass right here.
For example, let's... Go ahead.
I use Nibble, like
to
10.
Attack.
Like, I'm probably not going to use him. But if he does 10 damage, 10 minus 30 is basically 0. It's in the negative.
It's not negative. It's just... it doesn't do any damage.
It doesn't do any damage.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, this attack, just to make it easier, instead of 10, let's say it did 50, right? It doesn't do 50.
Yeah.
And then Caleb's like, I'm going to attack you with Gnaw for 50, damage
and then
points.
Since he's resistant to leaf, then
By
it would
minus,
only do like 20 damage.
Yeah, so it's 30 minus the 50, which is 20. So that's what those mean. And I don't think that's going to come into play today. But as he was reading that, so in other words, when this happens, you're ignoring this stuff pretty much. That's all it's saying.
And I'll do 50 damage.
This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So
any Pokemon.
Yes. So you got to read the fine print, folks. Normally the attack only goes to the active Pokemon. But this says 50 damage to any. Most likely Caleb's going to probably attack my active just to get him so he can knock him out the next round and then take a price card. Yeah, but that doesn't mean, sometimes it depends.
Because you can evolve him.
And I may evolve him, so it's up to Caleb. Where do you want to put your 50?
I might just want to put it on him because...
Where?
On this guy.
Bronzo. Okay, I'm not sure why you would do that.
I'm doing that because next turn I can knock him out.
Yeah. And so he can move this 50 anywhere he chose to put him on my bench. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. All right, since he attacked me, what does that mean, son?
My turn is over.
His turn is over. So now, what does it say again? Draw. I want you to read
Draw a card.
Draw a card. You can always use a little cheat sheet here. And I got another bronzer.
So you can put it on your bench.
So I can put one more on my bench. So what does that mean, son, for my bench?
Your bench is full.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my bench is full. I can't even if I had 10 basic Pokemon in my hand, they're going to stay there for a very long time. So, and unfortunately, all right, I'm going to use.
I don't think you should. Even if you healed, though, I can still knock him out. But
it doesn't. I'm explaining now. Did I draw for turn? I drew bronzer. The next one is put basic Pokemon on your bench. I did that. Attach energy card. I'm gonna go ahead and attach energy card just for fun. I'm gonna put him on Melton. I don't even know if Melton is a stage 1, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put him on there anyway. Right, so now I got 2 energy cards, but I only need 1 energy card to activate this attack.
By the way, Melton evolves into your EX. Yeah.
Oh, he does. Okay, I didn't know that. So I have one card left in my hand, folks, and guess what? It is an item card, and I don't think I played any trainer cards yet. So I'm gonna play this one just for fun. So let's read. And man, if I had 10 item cards, I can play 10 if I wanted. If I had one supporter, how many times can I play the supporter
Only
card?
once.
Only once. I don't have a supporter, so that doesn't matter. This says, let's read it together, folks. Sure, why don't you?
Heal I'll hold it. So heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon.
Yeah. So folks, quiz time. It says from one of your Pokemon. Does it say which Pokemon?
No.
What do you think? No, it doesn't say. You may heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon. Would mean this is the active one, right? This is the active spot. However, it doesn't say that. It says from one of your Pokemon. So what did Caleb do? He put 50. So if I want to heal 30 damage,
his 50 damage will turn
now reduced to 20. All right, and I put this in my disc. That's funny. This is my first discard, believe it or not. So I discard that card, and I'm going to attack for 20.
So yeah, now you have 40.
So I have 40, and I need to get to 110. So I got a ways to go. So most likely, if I was kept attacking his stage 1 with 20, he'll knock this guy out long before I can even get him. That's why it's always a good idea to evolve to the next stage of Pokemon, or to metamorphosize, if you like that. You know, whatever's easiest for you to grasp. I used kind of different illustrations, so make it easier to understand. So Caleb's doing drawing for turn.
I'll attach for turn to my Houndoom, so now he has 2 energies, and any Pokemon can have as many energies as they want on that.
Correct, you can, but normally I'll only
just use like 3 on
normally you will just match whatever energies it needs to activate the attack. Right, this takes 2 for the Evil Claw. This takes 3 energies to activate the Hound's Fang, and obviously the one on the bottom has bigger attack. So if he attacked me for 220, obviously he's gonna knock me out. That's not even an issue. Mm-hmm. So Caleb's bench looks pretty good, right? He's already got evolved. He's got some energy cards. You know, he's already got an energy card here.
Have I drew for turn? Oh yeah, I did, because I touched that energy.
Yeah. So what's the next one?
I would evolve my Houndour into Houndoom.
So did you attach energy, right?
Yes.
And then he's just reading this now, folks.
Yeah, I drew for current. I didn't put any Pokemon, so I'll pass. I attached an energy. I don't want to retreat my Pokemon. Retreating,
we'll get to that when it's necessary. And I may do that in a second. Go ahead, son.
Then I already evolved. I'm gonna play.
No abilities, supporter. So we'll get to that later. So last but not least, you're gonna use. That's right. You can use supporter. So please put that so we can read it.
Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and put 2 of them into your hand.
Okay, folks, this is a quiz. It is a supporter card. How many times can you play a supporter card during your turn? I'll give you 2 seconds to think about it. And what is the answer, son?
You can only play 1. So if you got 1, you are right.
All right. So go ahead and put that down. Did you read it? What was it again?
Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and put 2 of them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards and put them at the bottom of your deck.
Okay. So at this point, it's not being specific. It's not saying, hey, look for 2 Pokemon. It's not saying look for a trainer item or a trainer supporter. It's saying pick up 4 cards, and Caleb's going to show those cards. Now, you can pick any 2 you want. Doesn't matter what it is. Any 2 you want to put in your hand. And sometimes you're looking for a certain card. Sometimes you're looking for an energy card. Sometimes you're looking for a supporter card or a trainer card. All right. And so, I'll put these back in your...
No, because these, you have to just put them on the bottom deck. So, basically, these are easy to shuffle.
Does it say put them on the bottom of your deck?
Just put them at the bottom of your deck.
I got it. It doesn't say shuffle. Okay, put them at the bottom. And again, since it's any cards, he doesn't have to show them to me. There'll be some instances where the supporter item cards will say, hey, look for a basic Pokemon, reveal it. But that's not the case, so he doesn't have to show me anything.
Yeah, and then I'll place Zaper down, which I got it. And then I'll use Feint Attack for 50 damage.
Him.
But that's 50 plus 2 is 20. So that's 70 damage. But since this Bronzo can only hold 70 HP on him, he is knocked out.
So you're putting 50 on Bronzer.
But he's knocked out now.
Well, I know. Let's just show we got to remember, people are learning, so we got to go a little slower just to help everybody out. Just like I wish they would have helped out when we were learning.
So guys, do your
so he had this attack, feint attack, says move 50 damage wherever he wanted. So he put his damage on my bench two ice in a row. First time was 50, but I removed 20 right from my item card. He says like, aha, Frank, I don't care, Dad, I should say. I'm gonna attack you with feint attack again to bronzer. 50 plus 10 plus 10 is 70. So that's all he has to meet. He doesn't have to meet 71. He doesn't have to meet 100. He only needs 70. Now, granted, if he still had 50 on here, 50 plus 50 is 100. It doesn't matter. As long as he meets the minimum number there. If he goes over, so what? It doesn't matter. It still knocks him out. Yeah. So he knocked out my Pokemon. So when he knocks out a Pokemon, it goes to the discard pile.
Which is right here.
No. You can't see it because we're running out of room. So this goes to the discard pile. The energy goes back to his energy dump over there. And now that he knocked out my bronzer, which I mean both goes in my disc. What do you get? What do you get?
Prize cards. So you have 6 prize cards, and you get to choose one.
You get to choose one.
So choose this one. And
this
is what I got, an Eevee.
Yeah, and technically you can pick any card. You don't have to pick the one at the bottom. You can pick the middle, the top. It doesn't matter. Just pick a prize card. So that's what happens when you knock out a basic Pokemon anyway. And we'll get to multi-prize cards maybe at a later time. Maybe we'll probably touch about this in a little bit. But for this particular card, knocking out this basic low HP card, he gets 1 prize cards, and that goes into my deck. So who went first? Me. Yes. So we are on your as your 4, so folks, we're gonna stop right here. It's like the 20-minute mark. The next episode, we're probably gonna finish this game. We'll make sure we finish it. We'll go a little quicker. It looks like Caleb's in a good position. He has positioned himself very well to have a strong deck.
So the next one.
So he's gonna be beating my deck up pretty good just because he's got his nice deck laid out. Stage 1s. I have power on it. This guy's good too. This guy's not doing a lot of damage. My turn. So he's in a very good position. And I have no cards in my hand. I can only draw cards, 1 card per turn. So it's not looking good for me. So curious if I'm going to come back. Do you think I have a chance to come back and beat my son Caleb? Do you think he's in the driver's seat? Well, I invite you to come back next time and find out who wins. So anyway, you got any closing words, son?
Well, if you enjoyed the video, make a like and subscribe on. That'll help us out. And we'll see you next time.
All right, we'll talk to you later.